Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. So, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In today's workshop, we're going to be looking at how we can make a rope coaster. So, over here, I have, a circular cutout, which I would assume is already a coaster, or you could use it like a coaster. Or if you do not have this, you can use paper as well, and I will show you how we can go about it. So, let's begin. Okay, so I have this coaster over here. Now what I will do is I have some jute rope as well. You can use any rope you want, but I would suggest using jute so that it can be a lot more firm. And then I have some glue with me as well. And yeah, and then we can use some acrylic paints also if needed. So first what I will do is I will take out this rope and extend it like this. Just get it long enough so that I don't have to keep opening it again and again. Again, along with this, we can use maybe like a brush or something similar, something thin. So I'm going to use this to hold the rope in place, but if you want, you can use a thin brush also. Anything as such would work. Okay, so I will open this just like that, and I will take my glue and I will just start by marking the middle. Oh, okay, that is pretty middle or pretty centered, just like this. And I will just start spreading the glue around, not too much, just enough for the initial part. Okay, and then I'll twist my rope one more time so that I have it nice and thin like this. I don't want it spreading out. Okay, I'll put this down. So this is going to be like a surgery. I'll put this down like that and then start going around it. So now there is a very high chance your fingers are going to get dirty. So if you don't like your hands getting dirty, you can wear gloves. For me, I do not mind. For me, I think of it as eating with your hands. You get to enjoy it a lot more. I'll hold this down there. Come over here. And just start wrapping this in a circle. Like that. Now before I open it, I'll just show you a little bit from the middle, because I don't want too much of this Let's apply some more glue, and you can keep some space as well. And I'm just going to basically spiral it around. So I'll push it down. Same thing this side. Over here. That, and I'm going to just hold this in place and keep going in a circle. Take some more glue again, and we'll make sure that the amount of glue we're putting is quite a lot, because this rope also will absorb the glue. I'll just put a little bit more around like that. So you can see how I'm spiraling it. And I will push it down from the top. And see, my finger is getting glue on it, but that is okay. Just like this. Extend the rope. Push it down. So we can keep going around in a circle like this. And if your hands get a little too sticky, you can just do this and remove the glue. Thank you, Chetana. And then the same thing over here. Like this. I'll open it. I'll just unroll it to the opposite direction so that all this rope that is getting entangled in between can, in a way, undo itself. Like maybe the opposite side. Okay, and now I'll come back here. So that part doesn't seem to be sticking. So you can see we already have a spiral there. I'll keep this facing down itself. Oh, I could just rotate the coaster instead of having to turn the rope. Sometimes you gotta take the long way to find out the shortcut. Just like this, we'll just keep going in circles. Oh, wrong one. Open this a bit more. Then we can keep going in a spiral like that. And then once we're done with this, we can try something different to decorate it. I'll just put glue in the remaining empty spaces here. Okay, like that. So I'm just pulling a little bit of the glue from the outside so that it becomes a lot more firm or steady in place, you could say. And make sure you have a rope long enough such that you can cover this entire coaster in one go. Now again, if you don't have an MDF cut out like this, that is entirely okay. You can even use a piece of paper, make a swirl like this in the same manner. 1 second. Yeah, make the swirl like this in the same manner, and then you can cut it out once it dries. And if you'd like to see an example of that, we had done a minimalist rope art also not too long ago, so you can have a look at that video as well. And make sure you press it down. Make sure you press it down firmly so that it doesn't really come out. And I have a piece of paper here that I had used as an example last time. I'll just take this and I will just press it down on top of it so that I can really flatten it before going any further. Like this. And put this down. It seems to be a little bit off-centered, but that is okay. We can still manage with that. I'll rotate this. I see my hands have a bit of glue on it, so I'll just rub any of that extra part out. You can use a tissue, but once it dries, tissues sort of become useless. So I don't know if any of you have done this, but back when I was in school, never thought I'd ever say that, this soon at least. But yeah, back when I would say maybe in 5th or 6th grade, we used to put glue on our palm, let it dry, and then it would look like you're peeling your skin out. Sounds kind of good now that I say it out loud, but back then it was still quite fascinating. just like this. I'll pull this glue a bit from here. Again, I'll open this rope. Once I keep this here, I'll just put this piece of paper on top and just apply some pressure and hold it there so that I can keep the rope in place. I have some glue stuck on my fingers, I'm just trying to remove that. But yeah, I'll just try to keep this over here. Now remember, I don't want the paper to stick to this, so I will just, while I'm holding down on one side, I'll just keep unsticking these areas. You can put your palm flat and then just push it down like this and hold. Oh, there you go. So you can see how we're making it. But now over here, if you look, I seem to have a bit of room left at the top. So what I can do there is I can apply some glue here again. You know what, I can cut this rope. So I'll take my cutter, or you can use a scissor as well. Just be careful of your hand, you don't want to cut your hand there. Since I'm used to this, I'm taking those risky cuts. But if you're not used to cutting it that much, I wouldn't suggest or recommend doing what I just did. Okay, I will hold this here and then take this rope and very loosely I'll put a bit on this corner as well. Just spread it out so that it gets stuck to each other, like that. I'll hold this here and then just cut it like that. And I can hold these both inside. So in order to do that, I will take some glue again. Same thing over here. Now your hand will in a way need to get dirty. Just like this. And then take this paper once again and just hold it down. Now if you see, I'm pushing it down from here in this corner because I want the rope to stay in its position. There you go, like that. So now if you look at this, we have a lovely rope coaster. And if you're worried about this glue, the white being shown, you don't have to worry about that too much, because once it dries out, it's going to become transparent. The only reason it is white in color is because it is still wet. So I'll just put a little bit of glue here and then use this stick to really hold it in place. I'll do the same with this side. So while I am letting this dry, why don't you guys ask me some questions maybe? Could be about art, maybe if you'd like to know something about myself, maybe what we do at Rooftop also. You can ask me anything. So now I'm going to feel like a surgeon. I'll hold this part down and this part down and pretend I'm doing a surgery without any movement. This is what my life has come to. Let's push this in. Because now once we get this nice and dry, we can try painting on it as well. But the painting that we do, I'll try to make it a bit different. Because when we do paint over it, it's going to have quite a bit of water. So what can happen is that if the glue is not properly dry, once it comes in contact with the water, it can easily come out once again. And we don't want that to happen, because then all your effort is going to go to waste. When we have an easy fix. Okay, like this. So this is one of the things with the live, is that when you have a pre-recorded video, you can immediately skip to the part where this is already dried and I'm already painting, and I can skip the obvious parts and then go to the parts where I can show you, the part you're trying to learn. But with the lives, you got to go with the flow. It's as if we are doing the artwork ourselves, and you get to see it in real time and all the process that we have to go through. Whereas with the pre-recorded ones, it will look a lot easier, a lot quicker, since there's a lot being skipped behind the scenes. So now while this is drying, I can just clear this table out. There you go, like that. Because the most important part, right, is the corner of this rope which I added on top. Because once that comes out, then everything else will just start spiraling out of control. See what I did there? Spiraling out of control. Along with art, I do puns as well. So that is one more thing you could say, you could add to the list of what we do at the lives. I offer you great art with terrible puns. So like I said, the rope tends to absorb the glue, right? So whatever is there on the outside will dry relatively quickly, whereas whatever is being absorbed by the rope, that takes a bit of time, since there's less air being exposed to the glue and it would need to dry from the outside to the inside. So while this is drying, I will be right back. Wow, okay, everyone is still here. That's great. So now, okay, so this part is pretty dry. It's only this edge that is left, so I think I can work on that a little later on. So now I have some acrylic markers with me, and we can try painting some type of a scenery, but not just any type. So let me just see how well these markers work first. Okay, it's working on paper. What about this? Oh, that is a bit rough. Okay, that seems good enough. Because otherwise what can happen is, if I take my paintbrush, it can unstick the rope, and I don't want that happening. So I'm taking some markers here. That, and I'll just add this color. So I'm going to try making some sort of a fisheye landscape, you could say. That, and I'm going to use only light colors for this, because this rope that is there, it is going to absorb the color, which means the color will automatically look darker than what it is. You see, if you look at this difference, right, let me just shade this here. Look at the color difference. Look at how bright this is as compared to this. This is like 3 to 4 shades darker than this, and I'm using the same pen. And in case you're wondering what markers these are acrylic markers. So I'll just cover right about half of this over this fellow. Now I had like a mini fan with me, but I think one of my colleagues stole it, so I can't really use that. Otherwise I have it, maybe it is here, but I just forgot where I kept it. We don't talk about that. Yeah, I will leave this like that. I think it's a sign for me to focus more on the artwork than to focus on the fan. And if you're wondering why I keep, going to the side and doing this, is because of this hair-like texture, or this rough texture that this rope has, where it becomes a little difficult to paint over it. Okay, like that. Now I will take some white color. Okay, I'll take this white. Oh, look at that, that looks nice. And the clouds also that I'm going to add will be going round basically. Just like this, maybe a little bit here. There you go, like that. Once I'm done with this color, I can then go for a light green and make it rather simple. Like that. You know what? I think let's try with our acrylic paints. So I will take a little bit of white color, just a little bit. With a dash of green. Oh, what happened here? Just a tiny drop of green. I'll put this here. Take this white color and mix it in. Like that. Maybe I might need a little bit more white, given how dark this is looking. You know what, I'll just add white color to this itself. There you go, like that. And we have some, sort of like an optical illusion type. So now we can take a lighter color and just add some some small dashes, just like this. So I'm taking my inspiration from the colors that I used in landscape, and I'm just making a visually appealing design. Like that. So now it looks like it's going in a spiral. Like this. Yeah. And there you go. That is our rope coaster art. So this is what we have made. Yeah. So this is our final piece of art. Oh, let me just straighten that out a bit. Yeah, there you go. So I've taken the theme of nature, and I've just chosen my colors and made my own design around that. So if you enjoy this workshop, it's pretty easy. Anyone can do it at home. If you don't have this MDF sort of slab, you can use a thick piece of paper, or you're drawing a watercolor paper. You can spiral the rope around that, give it a little cut, and it should be good to go. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in the afternoon at 3 p.m. So take care and bye-bye.